One of my favorite lures for fishing artificials in the surf is definitely the CID popper. I've always been a little bit apprehensive of throwing poppers in the surf because of they limit the distance that you can throw, but these guys throw really well, so it's not as much of a problem. It's also a lure that you can fish quite slowly, so you keep it in the strike zone for longer, and especially up on the north part of the coast where you're targeting jeets and a couple of reef fish, they work really well. This is how they come when you buy them in the shop with two trebles. Personally, I like to change those trebles out. The first way of rigging them, which I enjoy, is by replacing them with inline singles. These are Rock Point inlines. This is a 4.0 on the bottom and a 5.0 on the back. On the back, I like to put a little bit of feathers too. It just seems to straighten the lure out in the water. And by replacing those singles, first of all, they're very strong. Secondly, once you've got a hook set, it doesn't fall out as often as the trebles do. And thirdly, it's much better for the fish. The trebles tend to do a lot of damage, especially when you've got two in close proximity to each other. Say one in the corner of the mouth and this other one tears the gill plate or something. So for the fish, it's a hang of a lot better. And it doesn't affect the action of the lure. The second way I like to rig them, and this is generally with the bigger poppers that I'll use for jeets and potentially for on the ski boat too, for tunny or what you want to call it. I like to put quite a big strong treble in the front, so take off the single split ring treble that they come with, and I add so I've got a split ring, power swivel split ring, and then a nice strong treble, a really strong treble. What I found this does is it still gives it quite a free action. It's slightly heavier than the treble that they come with, so it keeps the head of the lure down a little bit more in the water. So when you pop, it's less inclined to skip, it digs in a little bit better. I've then got a short assist on the back to a nice strong, this is a Rock Point 9.0. Little piece of Kevlar here, assist. It also just keeps it nice and free. When the fish sucks at the lure, it just allows the hook to turn into the mouth a little bit better. And it's a really strong way of rigging the lure. Again, I don't like the trebles that they come with, purely from the point of view that with the two trebles close to each other on a lure, they often end up pulling each other out. But with this little bit of flex between the hook and the lure, it reduces the chances of that.